welcome to Sports News. Former Super Eagles coach Sunday Olise has called for total support for the national under-23 team ahead of their semi-final clash against Germany in the football event of the Rio Olympic Games. Olise, who was appointed by FIFA to analyze 2 matches involving Dream Team 6 at the Games, told Channels Television in Rio that the team deserves commendation for getting into the semi-finals despite not getting the right preparations.
Judge people by what they had to achieve what they're doing. You can't kill people, you know, and it's what I've always been saying back home. If you look at the way the others prepared here, you know, the way we look at from the FIFA internal documents how the other teams prepared, and these are nations that are poorer than ours, you know, it makes you feel sorry for our athletes. But then again, that's the reality of the moment. So as far as I'm concerned, I am proud of the boys. And as you see me here, I came to quietly give support to the basketball team, and brought my colleagues who were there also. So, you know, they are not Nigerians, but they supported the Nigerian team. So that's all we can do, support the boys and hope they get it on.
The Nigeria Football Federation believes coach Samson Siasia can come up with a formula to steer the Nigeria under-23 side past Germany in Wednesday's semi-final in Sao Paulo. Despite several challenges, Siasia's team edged Japan 5-4, only 5 hours after arriving in Brazil, before going ahead to beat Sweden and then dispatching Denmark 2-0 in the quarter-finals. The Football Federation said the playing tour of Atlanta and the 4-nation invitational tournament in Suwon, South Korea were responsible for the team's success. So far, Siasia will aim to equal his record of playing in the Olympics final when the African champions file out against Germany at the Arena Corinthians. Former FIFA President João Havelange has been laid to rest in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Havelange died at the age of 100 after he was admitted at a local hospital following a lung infection. The Brazilian was predecessor to Sepp Blatter, the world's football governing body, serving from 1974 to 1998. He resigned as FIFA's honorary president in April 2013 following an investigation into bribery allegations. As FIFA president, he led the World Cup's expansion from 16 to 32 teams, with 6 competitions held under his tenure. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And that's it on Sports News. Back to Ijoma with the rest of the news.
The AU mission in Somalia has confirmed 9 of its peacekeepers have been jailed for selling fuel belonging to civilians in the capital Mogadishu and for misconduct. It's the first time a military court connected to the AU mission has sat in Somalia since the troops were deployed 9 years ago. According to a statement from the African mission in Somalia, the soldiers were found guilty of pursuing personal interest and endangering operational efficiency. They are also serving under the African Union mission in Somalia. Their sentences, ranging from 1 year to 3 years, were read out to the soldiers by the chairman of the court-martial, who warned that the UPDF will not tolerate any incident of misconduct among its officers serving in the peacekeeping missions. And Russia says it's using a base in western Iran to carry out airstrikes in Syria, the first time it struck targets inside Syria from a third country since it began supporting the Assad presidency last year. Iran is Bashar al-Assad's main regional ally and has provided significant military and financial support since an uprising against him began in 2011. The Russian Defense Ministry said that long-range bombers and strike fighters took off earlier today. The airstrikes had reportedly killed a large number of militants from so-called Islamic State and a rival jihadist group previously known as Al-Nusra Front. And the main news again. Conflicting judgments today continue to trail the PDP's proposed national convention. While Justice Okon Abang of the Abuja Federal High Court ordered the police to stop the event, Justice Ibrahim Walifa of the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt gave it the go-ahead. Also today, the military intensified its crackdown on the Boko Haram sect in Sambisa Forest in search of the missing Chibok schoolgirls. This was confirmed by the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Rabi Abubakar, who said the war against insurgents continues. And a military court today sentenced 9 African Union soldiers in Somalia to jail for illegal fuel sales of civilians. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Good night.